We're talking music. We got over 400 people on the Twitch stream right now. And we have a very special dude here that created these hackathons, has been doing these for years, one of the co-founders of Crate Hackers, my man, Aaron Trailer. What's up, dude?
Let me be the first to say, word to your mother.
Very 90s, sir. Very 90s. I see you. Very nice. Awesome.
Spice Girls or rednecks? Discuss amongst yourselves. No, better still.
Spicy rednecks.
Spice Girls or TLC? How about that?
Blackstreet or TLC?
Oh,
discuss amongst yourselves.
Damn.
Blackstreet.
That's tough. Blackstreet. Okay, Blackstreet. Yeah.
TLC all day.
Nice. Awesome. We're so excited that you guys are here. I'm going to pop these little bubbles out. We appreciate it. They'll be joining us throughout the night. We have a very special guest here, and he really needs no introduction. Is that correct, Aaron? You guys might have heard of this guy.
Fanboying out, not gonna lie. We've been at this for 5 years, and somehow, some way, we have not been able to truly intersect. I think that our story goes deep, but we're gonna unfold this. We're gonna unpack it. We're gonna hack with arguably one of the most viewed wedding DJs in America. What's his tally? Like millions of views. TikTok,
like millions
Instagram.
of followers between Instagram and TikTok. But it's more than that. I would say I really appreciate this guy because obviously he can DJ, and that's why he's getting so many views on socials. He's doing like really creative things and posting really creative content. I think he's uplifting the entire DJ culture, and because it's not just about follows, but I feel deserves the follows because of what he's doing and putting really good music out there and showing what a wedding DJ should be about. You know what I'm saying?
And he's going to bring up a decade that is near and dear to his heart. I'm going to find out why. Him and I will definitely be able to relate to some nostalgia, some dance floor energy, some DJ war stories. If you're in for the ride, put a 1 in the chat right now. What's up, DJ LVKE? Glamour D, hello. Excellent. Sick Miller, hello. I'll be seeing you at Hacker Hotel in the middle of the month. Hello, Glamour. Oh, it's going fast. Fast.
Jesus.
Keep those ones going.
Damn.
Warm up those fingers because we're going to play a round of ones and O's. Start throwing some zeros in the mix. Get those little index fingers going. Okay, that's how we play ones and O's. We hack music. If this is your first time in a hackathon, keep the zeros flowing, all right? Your day 0. And so what we do is, do we miss those days of the 90s where we had the slap bracelets on or the Swatch watches and the Jinko jeans?
I just miss watching Saved by the Bell every single day of my life, and Full House and all those great shows. Kelly on Saved by the Bell, she was my that was my sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? That was my crush, my first crush ever. Loved Kelly, Saved by the Bell.
I miss Sam Goody. I miss Virgin Records.
Yeah.
I miss literal crate digging.
Mm-hmm.
When we do this Hacker Hotel in Nashville, I've talked about this. We want to bring back that love of actual music collecting. Vinyl there's a reason why vinyls are. There's a lot of people on Instagram and YouTube that say things like vinyl all the way. I get it. I'm with you. There's that feeling of pulling it out of the sleeve, dusting it off. I think we need to go back to that era and really build the best 90s crate tonight with the best DJ on the hackathon, arguably.
That we've had, yeah.
Let's bring him on. Let's bring him in.
With no further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Spinelli. What's up, dude?
I wouldn't say I'm the best, but I'm definitely the fucking loudest. Definitely the loudest.
Accurate.
Chumbawamba or Digital Underground?
Chumbawamba, baby. I used to jump on trampolines to that I Get Knocked Down song over and over again when I was like 9. It was the shit. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm pumped to be here.
Of course, man.
Why the 90s? You picked this.
I think it can be slept on, but you know how like the brides and grooms, they stay the same age, but we just keep getting older or whatever. If your 30-year-old daughter is getting married and you're 55, you turn 21 in 91, you turn 25 in 95, you turn 29 in 99 and whatnot. I think what's shocking me and making me feel old is like I'm starting to see parents that like know every word to like Eminem songs and shit. And I'm just like, no way. Like before it used to be. And like I'm seeing that transition. And so I'm starting to focus more on the 90s and digging a little deeper and stuff just for the parent generation kind of thing. And there's crossover tracks, but that's where it's going. Late 80s into the 90s that's the parents now.
Oh, no, not just the parents, but the shot callers. We were doing this corporate hackathon a couple weeks ago, and those are the songs we need to be playing at these corporate events, the Eminems, the Dr. Dre's, because the CEOs are the ones who rocked those on their original iPods back in the day. Those are the ones who are actually cutting the checks now, the people from
Very
the
true.
90s.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun with this. Yeah, we're going to crack open your crate. You did give us a free crate tonight. Everyone, he's generous. He's giving you one of his free crates. I'm going to put this on screen really quick so they can follow along with us. Hello in the chat, by the way. DJ Clags111. Hello. 21 years old in 1988. Charging Rhino. Hello. Grab this right now. Crateoftheweek.com. Crateoftheweek.com. Scan this with your QR code or save this from the replay on YouTube. This is a week-long free crate. And I'm going to put that on the screen right now. You helped us pick some of the best. Take me through it. We'll walk line by line and commentate with us along the way if we could.
Yeah, and just a synopsis before we start. These are all surefire songs to me. These are songs that I can play with my eyes closed, and I know they're going to work if I want to play 90s in that moment or just in general. I left certain things out because there's a lot of factors, but these are like the surefire ones. I will argue with me in the chat if you don't believe it. All right, we'll start now.
Drop it like it's hot. Snoop Dogg out of the gates. Some Pharrell. You got some 92 BPM, which was the pocket back in the day. I remember 90 was the first BPM I started. No, I'll take that back. One of the 90s songs that you put in this crate was my first record I ever mixed. And
Really?
I'll let you guess as we go along. But this wasn't it. But 92 BPM was kind of like the mixing practice time. Wasn't that like the 90s and 100s was like that?
It was definitely a sweet spot. There wasn't a lot in the 70s. And There
Yeah.
wasn't a lot like down there back then. The song I learned how to mix with was a 90s song too, and I actually didn't include it in this crate now that I think about it. Like when you said that, I was like, shit. But
Okay, I'll have to guess. Don't tell me what it is. We have to guess each other's. This will be
All right.
fun.
it's related to throwing that ass.
Okay.
So-
That leaves a lot to interpretation. Next episode, you can't go wrong with this one.
Yep.
You got some Biggie. Here, let's do this. Let's play our first round of ones and O's with Nick Spinelli. Here's how this works, everyone. Grab your keyboard and play along with us. Smash a 1 or smash a 0. If you were a DJ today and you had the aux cord and you were ready to pump some party music from the 90s, would you play Hypnotized by Biggie? Saw 1-0. That person was probably from California. Why did you pick this song? You definitely have a 1, of course. You chose this one.
Yeah, you can't beat this. It's a recognizable intro from the jump. You can drop this from the one I usually do, the dun, oh, dun. So I love songs like that where it's like recognizable from the first note of the song, and you can flip your dance floor, get a reaction, get that ooh.
Yeah.
And Biggie's got bars, and I'm
Still
a
this
Biggie
day.
guy. And
Still
it
to
works
this
for
day.
everybody. Yep.
1s or 0s, Hip Hop Parade, Naughty by Nature. Would you still drop this in 2025?
A couple zeros. Let me put some context behind this. So this is a very useful song. Everybody knows the hey ho part. I don't care if you're 3.5 years old, you know what the hell that is, okay? So you might not want to play a verse of this song, but this is a song you can play with your eyes closed. Like I will play this, go right into the chorus, and then maybe do an acapella out. Shout out to Ragoza. He made an acapella out a long time ago that I still use, and it basically goes just in the hey ho acapella out, and then I utilize that acapella out to go wherever I want. I've done Staying Alive under that and going into disco. I've done like other hip hop songs or Mo Money Mo Problems or something like that, stay in that same theme. Or I've used that with Sync and then going up to the 128s as like a transition. Like that hey ho acapella out is so useful to go wherever I want to go. So I use this track basically as like a bridge if I want to get the fuck out of somewhere for the most part.
I was about to say remixes, redrums. I want you to start thinking of your favorite because we're going to open up your Serato in just a few short minutes. But today, 90s music is hard to source. We got to say record pools were made for promotional new music. Where are you getting your 90s MP3s, waves, downloads?
I can't tell you. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
So I've been DJing a long time. I started in the 2000s. So like when I started, I got a copy of 3 different people's hard drives, and it's taken me 20 years since to get rid of the dupes and slowly whatever. But if I need something new, I honestly buy it. I've been playing a lot of original tracks lately, and with Serato stems, you have so much flexibility in how you can mix and whatnot. Like I've been leaning so much more just the original album version track, and it pays dividends. If people recognize it, that's how people, especially the 90s stuff. That's how people listen to it. They listen to it on the record. They didn't listen to intro edits of these songs that just go right into this. Or so I just been buying what I need.
Yep. And it's fun to remaster. I'm having a blast going back to all the old songs from the 90s and seeing if I can find the purest sourced version of it, most crystal clear version, because there's a lot of re-edits and burnout songs. But if you can find that close to this, like Late Night Record Pool, one of my good friends, Darren, I know that he tries to go to Discogs or tries to get that CD to where he can get the closest master. It's fun to really, truly archive this decade because you don't know where it's going to go. And if you and I are like these data hoarders, we don't want to stream just necessarily yet at a wedding. For practice, streaming is cool, but I think that it's just hard to collect these now. It's like little Pokemon cards.
It can be tough, that's for sure. Especially any type of edits or longer form, those white labels back in the day. Like you can't get you got to find somebody that ripped it, and I don't know.
Let's do another want to know really quick. Then we'll dive into his Serato and take a peek. Praz, Ghetto Superstar, a little bit of a divided audience there. Praz, Ghetto Superstar. I was going to say if I were to choose between any of the others above, this would be the one I'd probably pass along. But it is a good bridge. It's a good bridge between you're balancing out between the two. I see what you're doing here.
So the cool thing with Ghetto Superstar is there's something for the ladies and there's something for the fellas, okay? And all the ladies love the hook, the ghettos, and sing along to it. Then when it gets to the verse and whatnot, it's more for the fellas and they vibe. And yes, this isn't like at a 10, but this is a great song if you need to bring down energy. If you just got playing some of the other songs we have on this where it's too super, we're about to talk about, they're super like 10 energy, it's good to bring down the energy with a song like this that's still danceable so you don't lose the crowd and they get tired, you know what I mean? I think a lot of DJs kind of sleep on that. If you're on a roller coaster and you're just going up and you're just going up and you just stay up there and there's no drop, like that sucks. That's a whack-ass coaster. You got to bring it down. You got to go up and down when you're DJing, and this is one of my downs. And so Party Up. So I play a song like Party Up, and it's a 10, 15 out of 10. If you do that for too long, they're going to get tired.
One of my favorite producers said it best. He said, I like to pet him just a little bit, then I punch him in the face. Then I pet him some more and punch him. It's just up and down. It's keep them on their toes, no doubt.
Yeah,
okay, I'm still trying to figure out which one. It was about throwing ass. It was about throwing ass. It was Nick Spinelli's
It's not in
favorite.
here, though. It's not in here, though.
Oh, it's
That's
not.
what I'm saying. I didn't put it in here. Because when you said that, I was like, damn, I actually didn't put the song I started with, you know what I mean, like in here.
Okay, so I have to randomly guess which one it is. Any guesses in the chat? Let's reveal that towards the end of the...
What's the number one song in the 90s about throwing ass? Like you would throw the number one song, you drop it from the first note, you're throwing ass.
That ass up. Back that
Thank
ass
you.
up.
Bang.
Oh, was that? Yeah, I was
That's
going to
it.
say that, but I was waiting for the chat to fully...
The chat helped me.
Yeah.
We love you,
I
chat.
had two. Yeah, I had 2 copies of it, and I would just beat mix it back and forth, the same exact song until I figured out, got the feel for it.
All right, walk me through what we got here. This is your performance Serato, and just the madness, I'm sure, just needs to spill out. Talk me through your music organization process and what you do with 90s crates.
All right, so with 90s crates in particular, I brought them out of here. I have a lot of my main stuff like up here. These are my weddings for this weekend, in case you're wondering. But so this is my 90s stuff. I picked out two remixes I want to show you guys that have been really bumping. I'm usually an original guy, but these 2 remixes have been going crazy for me. But then as far as for weddings, my 90s hip hop, I didn't put all these songs on the original list because not all these songs like the Rock Wilder are going to work every single time. It's really, I still have a little bit of niche stuff, Treat 'Em Right, things like that. Like it would have to be an older crowd for me to play Treat 'Em Right and it would go crazy. But that's basically what's in here. Got Your Money, things like that. Then 90s club. This is where it's just like the safe club stuff. I have a deeper one, but Now We Found Love, Show Me Love, Good Vibrations, that sort of thing. The Jennifer Lopez stuff, like I have all that laid out in here. And then 90s pop is just like a few selection, just like there's no fluff in here. It's really just if I wanted to do some of the boy band stuff or that sort of thing. There's the stuff that's going to work like every single time, like with our age couples, 25 and whatnot. But the remixes in particular, you let me know when you're ready for those and stuff. And then down here, random 90s pop. This is just like random hits. If 90s is going crazy, this is stuff I could play for Doors Open. This is stuff I could play during dinner or tail end of dinner, get people like popping and whatnot.
Yeah.
Sing along type stuff. And then real 90s hip hop is just like all my favorite 90s shit, to be honest with you. This
The ones you would just get the nod for if you play those, the real ones now.
It's very rare I'll look at this crate during a gig, but if I'm on Twitch or something, this is what I'm
Guilty
jam
pleasures.
to. Yeah.
Wild. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think it's time to hear some remixes. What do you got stacked up for us? We might need to swap over a sound card or two, but let's see. What we
Yeah,
got.
I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. When you're
We're ready,
ready.
we can do this.
Let's do it. I'm
Oh,
gonna
I'm
bring on
excited.
your other. Yeah.
All right. So this remix is, let me shout out it's a Dirty Lou mashup, right? And basically he mashed up Pump Up the Jam with Dom Dollars Take It. So here we go. Look, you see my chin down here. Nice little bopperoonie if I want to throw that in. It's a good bridge.
Nick, if you want to disable that camera on that other computer, you can do that on that StreamYard.
Here, I'll do the
But
old
you have a nice chin, bro, so it's all good. There you go.
school disable.
Old school.
Bam. It's the masturbation camera now. You can't see what I'm doing back here.
Zuckerberg sticker, right?
I'm dead, dude.
All right.
I'm dead.
All right. And then this is this the right one? Am I tripping? This better be the right one I was thinking of. No, it's not the right one. Hold on. Forget that
No
one.
worries.
I know which one. That is a good one, but it's
People are.
It's not good enough.
It's
Hold
mid.
on.
I'll give
There's
it that.
one.
Everybody's having fun looking inside your Serato, so it's
Yeah.
all good. They're like,
One's in the
take your
chat
time,
for Nick
Nick.
Spinelli.
Take your
Seriously.
time.
Yeah, this is great.
Wait, where? Oh, here it is. This one. Last Night by Luffy. Guys.
All right.
All right. This shit
Here
goes
we go.
crazy. Now, this is one of those remixes, in my opinion. This shit is so good that it works with people that don't even know the fucking song. Like it's from a sample, right? But it works when people don't even know. I'll play it for young people, and they're just like, "I never heard this before," and then it goes crazy.
All
It's
right,
like
let's
one
see
of
what it
those-
is.
Okay, all right. You guys get the idea.
Awesome.
So you're getting up in there in that 128 tech house over there. You're no longer in Jersey. Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm right outside of Philly, but I grew up in Jersey. I do a lot of North
Got
Jersey.
it.
And,
Okay.
you know,
Okay. They're into this.
Yeah, I definitely got to have a whole bag for this stuff. But yeah, that's cool because like I have it queued up where it's at because I'll take that 4 bar of initial lyrics and I'm playing that over top of the song, the outro, whatever, like I'm playing before. So people hear it and there's, I told you, like, what is that? I don't know. Have I heard that before? You could literally watch them contemplate. I'm like, wait till the shit hits. And then,
Am I feeling this? I'm feeling this. I'm feeling
Having
this.
such a good
Yeah.
time.
yeah, and it works. It's crazy. That's just one of those.
Better dance, bitch. That's
What
all.
was it for you when you started? Was it originally? Was it CDs? Was it vinyl? What was the first?
It was
Not
CDs.
Juvenile. Was it on wax or was it on?
No, I was on CDs. I burned it on 2 CDs.
Oh,
I started
shit.
on a Newmark CD Mix 2. And I burned it on 2 CDs, and I would just go back and forth in that bitch. I had a wired mic,
Newmark
too. I'd be
CD
like
mix.
MCing in my room.
Bro.
Just by myself. I'd had it on the floor, too. I didn't have a table. I learned how to mix on the floor. Like a heathen.
No way.
Yeah, barefoot, bro.
Burning
Barefoot.
CDs was a whole art and a science. You had to pray to the CD burning gods that this thing just wouldn't mess up.
If you told the 90s Nick Spinelli, who was like ripping off of Napster and all that, had a Windows 6 computer or XP, whatever it was, what would you tell him what you know now?
Oh, what would I tell me? I would say drive the speed limit.
Lots
It's
of
nothing to do with DJing, but the amount of tickets and fucking accidents I've been in, I paid like $800 a month of car insurance until I was like 30. Like I swear it was crazy. Now I'm regular. I'm finally regular. I finally pay a normal amount. Like I have my rap sheet. It's not for like crimes. It's like my driving record is absurd. So that's what comes to mind right away. I'm like, damn, yeah, that's where I really fucked up back there.
You just go back and tell yourself.
What were you driving, bro? Did you have a Corvette or
No, dude, I had a Ford
Honda Civic, didn't you?
Explorer. I had
Ford
a,
Explorer.
then I had a Ford Fiesta, and I wrecked that. And then I had a regular car.
Oh, Jesus.
I had a Ford Expedition. I guess I had a lot of Fords up front. I had a Ford Expedition with 22-inch rims and the 212s in the back. Wrecked that.
yeah.
I had it's regular cars. Just
Back in the 90s, those were the days where you would almost take your dad's used speakers. There was a way that you could take the speakers from the home stereo and wire them into the back of cars, and people would do these bass tests. Like bass wars were big in my area, where they would drop the sub and they would get the largest subwoofer possible, and then they'd have these mixtapes. These DJs like DJ Magic Mike or from Miami, like the Miami bass scene was just all about that, the lowest, and they would literally put the guy in the car, and I watched a guy's nose bleed one time because they were testing the bass. His nose,
dude got a concussion.
he just bass
I
hit
had
hard
wild.
back then.
My first car, or it was a truck, a pickup truck, Toyota pickup truck. I had the glow lights underneath my ride.
Fire.
Fire, dude. At least I thought so at the time.
Yeah, I went and got a Flowmaster for my Explorer, my V6
Oh,
Explorer.
shit, your flow, man.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for it. It's gonna give me 30 more horsepower. Wait till you see how fast my V6 Explorer was. Just all the way down the road. Heard me coming. I'm glad I wrecked that one quick. That was dumb.
That's awesome.
Most overplayed 90s artist today. In the chat and Nick.
He's looking at a Serato.
I'm going to say Montel Jordan.
Looking at a Serato.
I'm going to say Montel. I'm going to go with Montel Jordan. I'm going to say Return of the Mac. Was that 90s? But Montel Jordan, this is how we do it.
Yeah, those are 90s. Yeah.
That's definitely, that's super played out. But he just has that one song that you would play regularly. Like his other stuff really is more. I'm trying to think of an art. Like there's not an artist we're playing more than one song from, really.
Hot take. I'm not a huge fan of Poison by Belle Biv DeVoe. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's fair.
That's overplayed in my opinion.
Fair.
I'm going to catch some heat in the chat for that one, but I don't know.
Tough answers.
Crisscross. Oh, we got Crisscross. Oh, Baby Got Back also. Overplayed.
Yeah, Crisscross was.
Travis says, "Get out of here. Get out of the." Yeah,
I would. Okay, wait, hold on.
Me.
Another Bad Creation, or Crisscross. Duke it out in the chat. This is fun. This is fun. We're hanging out with Nick Spinelli in the chat. Man, we're going to give away some more prizes. Let's bring on Jamie in a few. We'll give away some more DJ.style. But listen, Nick, you and I, let's kick it with some cheat codes. Let's really take our hacks to the next level. What's up? How you doing? We're hanging out with Nick. We're hanging out with, let's see, Splish Splash in the chat. We're hanging out with Cap86. See any familiar faces that you want to shout out there, Nick?
I feel bad. I haven't been looking at that chat. So I don't know. Shout out to Daniel B. You just popped up. Mercy Music.
Get his attention. Get his attention.
S-Groove. Graffiti.
These are cheat codes. We're hanging out.
Oh, Daddy motherfucking Lack is here. There we go.
Yeah, see, there's some familiar faces up on your YouTube channel. I do, by the way, really want to shoot the shit with you beyond crates. Yeah, I got to admit, there was a time where I had to stop following you on YouTube because I had to carve my own path. There's that imposter syndrome that sort of kicks in. And I think to myself, man, if I go too much in Nick's lane, people are like, oh, he's more like, I wanted to be myself. So I had to, we got to shoot the shit. I want to learn about your mindset of your social media empire, your events. You constantly are out there. How you have time for me today is just, I got to learn more. But let's teach some people today. Let's give them some value. You ready for that?
Yeah, sure, man.
These are cheat codes. You can follow along through our website, futuredj.com. In fact, Dom, do me a favor. Share the Future DJ article on the screen for me while we hang out with Nick. Cheat code number 1, it's the emo pop remix renaissance. We were looking back. It was a fun fact. I had to be reminded, Nick, you were the second Hackathon guest back in 2020.
Is that when I did the emo one? I only did one other Hackathon, I think. It was the emo.
Yeah, it was the emo with Tyler and Mike Villa. I was out. I was handling family affairs, but anyway, you did an emo. Yeah, but anyway, we can talk about this. Modern mashups, blending 90s emo punk pop. I think to myself, like Third Eye Blind, Blink 182, 2020s EDM drops, Jersey. Walk me a little bit through triggering nostalgia and hype simultaneously. If we can combine the new sounds with the 90s, how do we tiptoe between?
I think the emo rock type stuff, 90s remixes aren't it personally. I'm not a fan of it. I think that's the one thing that you don't want to really touch. I think it always has maximum impact when you play the original versions, or at least something that's really close to it. The remix, like when you do like the type of Jersey club type stuff with, it can work. There's a place for it, but nothing hits like the original, especially with, I'm open to remixes. I'm not saying I don't play them, but like with the rock stuff, I don't know. I play.
There's almost a sacrilegious aspect. It's the same with country music too, where if you go too far into unfamiliar territory with the remix, it's almost a disrespect to the original art. Would you agree? Hip hop's made for sampling and remixing, and so does EDM, but rock and country.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you could say that, but that's not the reason why I feel the way I feel. Just based on my personal data, my personal experience. Like anytime I went and played all the small things remix, and I didn't get the same impact. I'm always kicking myself, like, dude, just play the fucking original, dude. That's
Yeah.
what. And then the next week I play it, and then it goes crazy, and it's in the same context, and the same. It's not like I didn't set it up right. Everything was the same, but I played the remix over that, and it just never hits as hard. I never get the same amount personally, like with that genre specifically, like emo.
That's one of my biggest reel-ins. Always, I've pushed. One of the reasons why I built the Create Hackers app with Glenn and the whole team was because I wanted to remix dive. I wanted to be the guy who had the most remixes. But again, I have to reel myself in, especially with this genre. Cheat code number two. We're going to give you little action steps along the way, little opinions. We're bringing on Nick Spinelli. You can, again, follow along through thefuturedj.com. Old school hip hop hooks for instant sing-along. The client playlist data from weddings in 2023. This is a combination of DJ Event Planner as well as Honeybook. Short sing-along throwbacks were some of the most requested. We did do a little dig on Montel Jordan a minute ago, but This Is How We Do It was one of the most requested songs out there, along with Jump Around. Here's the thing, reliably, this boosts engagement during energy dips. You really got to start thinking about these Spotify usage data back in 2023. No Diggity by Blackstreet averaged a staggering 7 million streams monthly among listeners aged 25 to 34. Again, those potential CEOs, the ones who are on LinkedIn looking for the jobs, the ones who are going to possibly replace the old ones, those are the ones who are paying the money for the DJs. Those are the ones who are replaying all the Spotify playback. The data does not lie. So this is your action step. And we'll bring Nick on for his opinion here. I think you need to bring a hip hop sing-along rescue pack. A hip hop sing-along rescue pack is different because you've got gangster rap, then you've got sing-along, and there's I don't know, that diffuses the two. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's more universal when it's not as lyrical or not as complicated to the average Joe. Anybody can say, jump around, jump, you know what I mean? And This Is How We Do It. It has like a R&B kind of hook, like things like that. It's definitely going to pay dividends on the dance floor, I would say. You could say they're played out, but Jump Around, for example, like that is something, that's one of my go-tos. If I need it and the crowd is of the right age-ish, I'll play that out of nowhere with the horns, go into that, and then I always do like a word play and to let me clear my throat. So it would be jump and then go into the jump, let me clear my throat. And then that usually gives me like the pop, and now I can go from there and like, all right, where am I going to go now? Like, all right, I got him back. You're mine again. Here we go. You know what I mean? It's definitely useful stuff and easy to consume.
Cheat code number 3. Spice Girls and female anthems rule weddings, and I'm going to venture to guess even bars. I've got some footage here I'm going to share I'm going to go ahead and share this video that I found not too long ago. This was me filming this random guy, and there's a reason why I filmed it, because this guy gives 0 fucks. He does not care. And I wasn't able to catch him singing, but my point of this is wedding surveys are showing a 40% increase in male participation with female-led anthems. Wannabe, men are singing in falsetto, no scrubs, jumpin', we're playing. I got to admit, I was really afraid of being that cringy tuxedo DJ who just plays cheesy anthems, but I think we're in this day and age, Nick, maybe back me up on this or disagree. It doesn't matter. That cringe anthem could be a guy and girl's anthem.
It's possible. It's very possible. Depends how heavy the bartender's pouring. The guys being too cool to sing the girly, white girl, whatever type songs still exists. And I've noticed if I go too deep into the girl stuff, like for too long, every once in a while I got to throw them a bone, or else you could see their girls just dancing around them and they're just like, all right, man, you got to throw them something depending on the crowd. Like, you can't completely forget about the guys. I always think you play for the girls first, and that's most important, 90% girls. But you still got to throw them a bone here and there. But, yeah, I've seen some crossover. Definitely at bars and stuff. Not really, I don't play, like, Spice Girls out, but, like, I would play Your Clarities and all, like, that type of sing-along type stuff. Pink Pony Club, obviously, going crazy right now. Like, that type of stuff really works, and guys are buying into it, especially if they're trying to get laid. Like, there's crossover.
Yo, Nick, I'm having a blast with you. Again, we've waited about 5 years to hang out with you. You good? You good?
I'm chilling, bro.
All right, listen, we're going to bring back the team. We're going to bring back Jamie. We're going to do ourselves a little giveaway. And then I just want to hang with you just for a little bit longer. Get your questions ready. Everyone in the chat, prep your questions. We're going to ask let's get raw, let's get real. We don't even have to talk about the 90s. He said he's pretty much an open book tonight. So get those questions ready as we hang out with Nick Spinelli.
I got no confidence. I thought my playlist was cool. It was the opposite. I said, well, what should I play? And they said, not that shit. I don't know what to do. I don't believe in myself. Really needing some help. I got no confidence. I'm a DJ, but I suck at it. Getting booed off stage wasn't on my bucket list. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words hurt more. That's the truth. The other night, the crowd turned against me when I asked them, would you like to hear some of that throwback Janet Jackson? They said, who is that? What? I said, is you kidding me? I tried to change the vibe and do the worm, but I looked more like a millipede. The gig was big, lots at stake, no Philly cheese. Nobody feeling me, everybody grilling me. What do I play? They saying, hurry up, man. Can't believe I'm at the middle school dance getting bullied again. Now I'm living out my worst dream. Nightmare. How these kids get so cool? They only 13. So cool. I didn't know what to do, but through it I grew. And I changed the chapter. Thanks to crate hackers. I had no confidence. I thought my playlist was cool. It was the opposite. I said, what should I play? And they said, not that shit. I didn't know what to do till I stepped my game up. New chapter, new swag. How'd you do it? Crate hackers.
Hey yo.
Yeah.
Yurt.
All right.
All right.
Before we get started, I have somebody here who says Nick Spinelli on screen is an imposter.
Okay.
So,
Let's go.
to introduce you to
The real Nick Spinelli.
Nick Spinelli.
Listen up, people. Listen up, people. Everything this guy said is fake. It's not true. The only thing you got to know about the 90s is Barbie Girl. That's it. That's the first song I play every single set. That's all you need to know. Nick Spinelli loves Barbie Girl.
Was that DJ Demand? Who was that?
What is
How'd you know that shit?
happening? Hey, the man.
I know it.
What
I
up,
know it.
man?
How you doing,
All right.
D-Man? DJ D-Man.
Guys,
Good job.
That's hilarious.
Damn, that's our company
a shirt.
polo. You would have to work here.
whoops. It's raining out.
Or
I
the
don't want
jacket or
rain
whatever.
out.
Yeah,
No, it's literally pouring here. in New
That's
Jersey.
hilarious. All right, I got the big wheel ready. We're gonna do some giveaways. I put everybody in the Twitch that's on the Twitch right now that has some sort of username and is logged in is on our list. Jamie, how many times are we shuffling?
I'm going to ask real Nick Spinelli, how many times are we spinning?
Let's do lucky number 8. Ocho.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is for $30 credit at our Crate Hacker store, DJ.style.
She was talking to me, other Nick.
Oh,
That's Entertainment DJs. Congratulations. Email me at dom@cratehackers.com to claim your prize. Let's do another one. Let's do another one.
Yeah, for sure.
You guys cool with that? All right. How many times are we shuffling
4.
the other Nick Spinelli?
Other Nick Spinelli.
72.
Oh, God. All right.
Okay.
Let's do 7 minus 2. That's 5. 1,
Oh,
2, 3, 4, 5.
I was fully expecting that math to be wrong.
Chris
Oh,
Lloyd.
is that the Chris Lloyd from Nashville?
Chris Lloyd.
so.
What's up?
What's up, Chris? Welcome aboard, man. I'm glad you're
Email
here.
me dom@cratehackers.com. You just won $30 to the DJ.style store.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Listen, we do a
Some
little
of those
thing every
features
so
are crazy.
often called the Future DJ, and I want to do that with Nick on screen so we can have a little fun with him. Travis, Jem, fire away with what's going on in the world of AI, and then we'll circle back into the past. We'll go back and forth in the future.
Oh,
What's up?
what's happening? Nick Spinelli, what's good, brother?
how you doing, bro? I'm good.
What's up,
How are you?
Travis?
Doing well, doing well.
Oh, Jem,
Nick,
what's up?
have you looked at the futuredj.com yet today? Have you seen
I
these
did.
articles?
I just seen it because Aaron sent it to me, so I was just looking at it actually.
So I like the AI stuff, but there's something I always scroll all the way down to the social section. That's always where I start. And this one caught my eye today. So this is the new thing that Instagram is doing. Have you seen this yet? Instagram now allows you to put Spotify tracks with the sound. or as a sound on a story. So instead of those stickers, right? Instead of those stickers that you used to have that showed like the music track on there, now you can drop a story, like a song from Spotify, directly to your story with a clip.
Yeah.
Fire.
This feels tiny and huge at the same time.
No, that's a pretty big thing because Spotify has charts and ranks and play counts and all that data and all that algorithm. And if it's fully integrated with Instagram and people start truly using that, then that's going to shift the charts in the right direction of what songs are popping off. It's just going to be another way. You know what I mean? It's just going to make Spotify even more powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that one of the things that Instagram has always had over TikTok is stories, just like the integrated stories. That's something that TikTok has tried and they've hit here and there, but Instagram pushes the stories. That's everywhere and it's right in front of you. And I think being able to drop the Spotify tracks right in the story, I think stories are going to look really different soon. Yeah. As soon as this kind of starts taking off, I think this could be huge.
Favorite 90s track, Jim? Which one is it?
Favorite 90s track? Oh, that's so hard. My go-to is still Backstreet's Back by the Backstreet Boys. The reason is because I remember watching a making of the music video and it has stuck in my head for years. I just love that music video for no good reason.
Anyone's curious to know what the #1 song for DJs across the world as of the latest refresh on algorithm. You're not far off the mark there, Jem. I Want It That Way. 1990s was #1 song. That's one of the most requested tracks. Hey, Travis, what was one of your favorite 90s tracks?
Just to go against Dom, I'm going to say Belle Biv DeVoe, Poison.
Nah.
It really was at the time, but I'm a big Biggie guy. That was always
all right.
Okay.
Fake Nick Spinelli, your favorite 90s track. Fake Nick Spinelli?
I love Show Me Love. Upbeat. You can mix it in with whatever, and that's always gets a good reaction.
Yeah, nothing. All right, fellas, thanks for hanging out with me. We are chilling once again with our man of the hour. This is Nick Spinelli. Time for a few Q&As in just a few minutes. Get those questions stacked up. But listen, man, it's you, it's me. Let's vibe. You went this way, I went that way. We shared the same story, but we had our visions. But we knew at some point it was going to be, we're going to be in the same room together. No doubt about it. I've been really open with my mistakes about crashing and burning many times in public. Vegas, the hard drive failure, many of the crate hackers know about that. While I'd never really learned much, I want to know more about you, but get raw and real with this today. What are some of the mistakes that you learned from that you don't want anybody on the stream to have to do themselves?
I just made a mistake like a month and a half ago. It pissed me off. All right, so I don't do media. Like, I don't do TVs. I don't have a TV booth. I don't put up TVs on trusses, nothing like that. Like, by the time I was, like, in a position where I could even buy them, I just didn't see a use for them, and I'm not trying to drop a Cardi B, Megan video in a wedding. I feel like music videos are tacky. Also, I thought it was distracting. Anyway, I don't do TVs, okay? Yeah. So I don't have systems for this. I don't know shit about it, okay? I don't have HDMI switchers, whatever. So every once in a while, a couple comes to me and wants me to do something that has to do with media, and I get suckered into doing it. You don't charge extra nothing. It's just like you're doing it to make their dreams come true and whatever, and if it sucks, it's all on me, okay? So a couple weeks ago, I had a wedding, and the bride wanted me to play a video for the best man speech. The best man was an animator, and he made this really boss-ass video. It was like really in-depth, 6 minutes long, and it was his speech, and he voiced over the whole video, and all he wanted me to do was just say, right now, the best man, whatever his name was, would like to say a few words, and then point to the projector screen that was built into the venue, okay? And the bride's like, listen, they got a built-in projector screen. The venue's got the laptop. All you got to do is hook into the laptop and get sound, and if the sound goes to your speakers, and then, once you announce it, just press play. And that's it. The venue's got it. I'm like, Jesus, here we go. So then I do it, right? Ladies and gentlemen, the best man would like to say a few words, and then we hit it. It sounds phenomenal. It's playing. I'm currently behind the facade. Just thank God, man. Thank God. And it's 2 minutes and 36 seconds into the video, and all of a sudden it stops, and it starts buffering with the circle in the middle of the video. This was like a month and a half ago, right? I'm like, oh my God, here we go. So then I spend what felt like 10 minutes was probably 10, 15 seconds kind of like looking like, why is it? And then I realize, okay, My mistake was, so the venue set it up and said, here's the video, and they already had the video full screen, and that was it. So I played it, tested it, listened to it for 20 seconds, sounded great. All right, beautiful. So I didn't play it through all the way through. Come to find out, they were streaming it. They downloaded
they
the
were
video,
buffering, right? Oh, no.
and they were streaming it off of Google Drive. And I found that out like right there. So then I was like, shit. So then I went and got on the mic, and I basically said something to the effect, you got to say something.
Did you?
So in a situation like this, and I even told the couple too, I always preface this. I'm like, listen, like I don't, I'm a little nervous doing this because like I don't have systems for this. Like I don't usually do this. So it's like, oh, it's all good. So the couple wasn't mad at me. The couple was, damn, but like they knew I was like, I'm not comfortable, whatever. So it's not like the couple's mad at me, but the 225 people in the room.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This guy sucks. So I basically get on the mic and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, we're having some technical difficulties, but we're going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to solve this, and we're going to play this entire video.
You're
and
shrinking
that's exactly
smaller and smaller on the stage as you go.
What's crazy is when I said that, I said, but we're going to solve this. I don't know. I decided to be, this was off the top of my head, whatever. But I was like, we're going to solve this. We're going to figure this out. And we're going to play this entire video very soon. Like when I said it like that, as a matter of fact, everyone clapped and cheered, which was wild. I didn't expect that at all. So everybody was like, whoa, yeah. I was like, man, I wish I had a beer to smash on the ground. So so then we ended up having to, it took a while. They couldn't download it. Apparently they had shitty Wi-Fi there or whatever. So eventually, like I waited, the download took 4 or 5 minutes. We ended up playing it all the way through and everything was good. But yeah, but always check if you're going to play something like that. Make sure it's downloaded. Make sure it's good. Watch it all the way through. Yeah.
First off, don't beat yourself up over it. That was something a little bit out of your control. But how do you treat yourself on the ride back home? How long does that linger? Because I've learned this about psychology. People fixate on a problem that people have forgotten about long ago, while everyone in that audience has thought about the drink they're getting, the dinner they have to cook, the work the next morning. You're still like driving back home thinking, shit, I fucked up. I'm the worst. How do you handle that mentally?
Yeah, it's extremely hard. I really do beat myself over it. At the wedding itself, when anything messes up at a wedding, now in my head, and it's accurate, it is what it is. This is a job we do. We get paid good money to do it. When you mess up at a wedding and everyone sees it, it's like a public mess up. Now, anything else you do, anything else that happens to mess up is going to be under a microscope. And it is what it is. That's how it works. So it just puts an enormous amount of pressure on you. That's why like I invested a ton of obnoxious amount of money on my ceremony setup because I can't, like the worst thing ever. I can't tell you how many weddings where the mic cut out and then you have all the people just turning, like looking back at you. And I'm like, and that's good. I'm holding the receiver up like Simba. Just, no, it's good. I spent
I've had to
so
do
much
that.
money.
I've had to do that at a couple ceremonies. Not a fun day. Not a fun day. You're already, your adrenaline's through the roof. You can't calm down.
Never again. And it's not worth it because it's just.
So what did you upgrade on when you spent an obscene amount of money? What did you buy that's like the best investment for a ceremony rig? Because I want to know.
So I did. So I got really good mics. I got a QSC or no QSC. Hell no. I got really good Shure mics. I have the SLXD, but then you run them through a distro. So you run them through a UA844 distro. It amplifies the signal, it combines the antennas and everything. Now they actually make a 4 receiver on 1 rack mount, which is fire, which I'm probably going to get next. It's an SLXD as well, but it's 4 in 1, so you can have 4. Right now I have 2, and then I have a third receiver I can put on top if I happen to need a third mic. And then I run it all through a QSC touch mix, because there's so many things you can dial in with that. You can ring out the mics. So I'm able to use lavaliers at ceremonies, outdoors, everything, never have a problem. And then the big thing I did too, which really helps, is I have 2 Wave 8s, the Alpha Theta Wave 8s, and they're wireless and they connect to each other and there's 0 latency with a Sonic link. And basically I put them up front at the altar on either side, like not where you can see them in pictures, like way over, but like they're in front of the speaker. So they're facing the crowd in front of the officiant who's speaking, in front of the bride and groom who are doing their vows or whatever. So there's no way it's going to feed back, because like most DJs put their speaker in the back of the ceremony and you're facing the mic, you're facing the person who's speaking. So it's going to hodge modulate, especially with a lavalier. It's impossible. When you have 2 speakers, you don't have to have it as loud because it's even on either side. And then also you're eliminating any type of feedback. And then with the Jackery battery system, so you can have a Jackery battery, I can set up wherever I want. So
Love my Jackery.
Love
my Jackery.
It's fire. So I can literally be in the cut behind the bushes, but I'm actually like right behind the wedding party, and then there's no way that lavalier is cutting out. Now I can position my setup, so I'm so versatile now. And then I have higher end stuff.
Dude,
it's just it's
it's like
foolproof. You don't got to worry about shit.
if I have any hiccups during the ceremony, it throws my whole shit off. I'll be honest with
dude,
you.
it's not
Like
worth
I get in my head about it. Oh my god, these people I destroyed their wedding, which is not true, but just even a little cutout on a mic, it gets to me. It should not have happened.
It just means we're passionate about our job. We just love our
know.
job, and we demand perfection, and that's why gosh, 5 years later, we're still doing this. We're still like perfecting the art of teaching. Let me switch gears. Let's switch gears really quick here. Stay with us, Tom. This is fun. Is there a DJ that you quietly admire? Is there somebody out there in the industry that inspires you, that keeps you going?
So it's funny you said that a few years ago you had to unfollow me and you wanted to blaze your own path and you didn't want to, I don't know, have me maybe influence you too much, where people are like, so a few years ago, I did the same thing with DJs and mixes. Like I stopped, like when I was coming up, I obsessed and I listened to every AM mix and every this mix and that mix, and I would try and recreate them. And that's how I learned. I think it's a great way to learn. If you recreate a 4-color Zach tone play and can do it perfectly, now you understand how it works and you can create your own. You can think of your own. And same thing with scratching and different routines and all that stuff. So I used all that to learn in the same way if someone plays guitar and they learn a cover song, you're not going to just write your own song when you start. You're going to learn Stairway to Heaven, wherever the fuck. So that's how I learned. But then, like, when I really got everything down, I felt really comfortable. And I don't know, the last couple of years, I realized, yeah, I don't want to sound like anybody else. I stopped listening to everybody. And I just have been, so it's cool. But then, like, sometimes I'll think of a wordplay or I'll think of an idea and I'm like, man, this is too obvious. And now I'm going through the Rolodex trying to find someone who did it before because it happened once or twice where I thought of something, I played it, and everybody's like, oh, they tagged the DJ immediately. Like, with me, like, I get flamed. I'm like, oh, really?
It happens
like,
in the DJ edit world, too.
like,
Somebody will make a nice edit, and 2 weeks later, someone will come up with a slightly similar version. In radio, one of the reasons why you and I never met, because I was doing the radio side of things, iHeartRadio and all that. And I did the same thing where I would just turn off the competition after a while. I would write a little post-it note in my room that I am number one, and I don't need to study the competition because I'm number one in my world. Next thing you know, the ratings started to come up. I think it's a psychological trick. If you continue to obsess about somebody else's stature or clout, you're not carving your own path. And that's why I wanted to respectfully let you do yours and I do mine. I knew at some point we were just going to team up like Batman and Robin. And to say that we were going to team up in the future is...
It's crazy. It's cool to be here. But yeah, I just do that with DJ mixes though. Still hate watch everybody. I still watch everybody's posts.
Hate watch? Is that what you said? You hate watch?
Oh, yeah, I either hate watch or I like it. But yeah, I'm still watching
at night before
posts.
bed. That's unhealthy when you sleep.
No, like I have my times, and then every couple of weeks I feel ornery and I go on and I start, and then I respond to all the hate comments. You'll see me go on a tangent. It'll be all one day, and I'm just like telling you know what? I'm gonna tell this guy how I feel. I'm usually taking a shit, but I'll take 20 minutes.
You're just like getting it all.
My
out
wife's
of your
like,
system at the same time.
My wife's, are you doing it again? No.
I'm not alone,
No,
Dom. I'm not alone. We were talking about this. It's that I want to peel back the layers of you, Nick, because you are somebody I look up to. You are honestly one of the people who quietly inspires me. I'm saying that loudly now, but you get attacked. You get attacked so much. It's unfair.
And everything you do is under a microscope.
It's fair, but the reason why
unfair.
No, it's unfair. It's unfair to anybody.
Tell us how you view this, because
because you put yourself out there, you're gonna get flamed. You put, and the bigger you get, or the more success you have anywhere in life, you're gonna get flamed. You're gonna have haters, or the more views you get, you're gonna whatever. I'm always gonna be under a microscope. It's only gonna get worse. It's not unfair. It's the game, baby. It's the game. I'm playing the game. If I didn't like it, or if I got enough. Yeah, dude, if I had enough and I can't take it anymore and when I didn't like it, I'll disappear. I'll delete everything. I'll disappear.
There were times where you did that. You actually said sayonara social media for a while. And now,
oh, you're talking about Facebook. Well, you got
I admire that about you.
Yeah.
I wanted you. I was like, he needs a break. Give the guy a break. You went through some shit back then and we all did. So everyone's got to cleanse every so often.
Yeah, that's true.
That wasn't a fun time to be on social media, to be fair.
Yeah, because politics was crazy then too, and that was driving me nuts. And I'm like, oh my god, are they really going to stay closed this long? There's no way. Yeah. There's no way. It was just, we all went through it.
But I like what you said about viewing it as a game, right? I think when life looks too serious and we get in our head about life and the grind and this and that, you kind of have to take a step back and look at, this is one giant game. It's a serious game because we're playing it. But I like that viewpoint because you can play the game and you can play the game to win. And in games, there's going to be opposition. There's going to be haters. There's going to be the guys that don't like you no matter what you do. They're never going to like you. And who cares, right? Because you got lots of loyal friends and shit like that.
As long as my family's healthy and happy, that's all I care about. That's everything else. It doesn't really sweat. Every once in a while, you see a comment and like they talk about the one thing you were insecure about in that video, and it's you motherfucker.
Well, this is important to talk about.
Brought it up, but
this is important to talk about because I think a lot of the reasons why we don't post media, right? Like we're not doing the social media game the way we know we should be, is because we get in our head about it. We're not confident with whatever we're about to post. We think about what these guys are going to say.
But you said something that helped me break through that. Nick specifically said something, and I want you to repeat this in your own words, but you said something along the lines of, you're archiving, you're putting yourself out there, not for you, but for your family to remember you, or something along the lines of that. Tell us that.
It's all for my family. So like I'm building what I'm building online, so like I can have enough, like I want to have like real freedom. To me is like real, like wealth to me is freedom. Like I want to be able to make enough money and be successful enough and charge enough per wedding where like I can be home all week with my kid and things like. So that's what it's like all about. Like at the end of the day, it all goes back to that. I just do it all for them. And then
but you almost want to archive everything to, if you pass on or something of that nature. You want to like the digital replica, or is that?
And that's the other side of it too, yeah. So it's like a legacy thing. You know?
Yeah.
So, like, if anything happens to me or whenever something does, I'm hoping all this stuff will be up forever. So my kid's older, when he's in his 60s, he can still look back and see all these videos of me or whatever, and see me yell my opinions. And yeah, it's definitely a legacy thing as well. And you know what's cool? YouTube, you can schedule videos to post 10, 20, 30, 40 years ahead of time.
Did you already do it?
100 years.
Did you send one to yourself in the future?
I have a whole plan. You know what I mean? So and
Mr. Beast has famously done that.
And that's where I got it from. He literally, I watched the interview with him. I'm like, so it's cool. Like you can literally leave unlike anything before.
And you're doing it.
Famously said something like, if I'm not at 100,000 subscribers by this date, I'm just quitting YouTube. And he freaking nailed that. Then he did 1 million. Then he did 10 million. Now he's at 400 million, which is crazy.
What was that time that you recall? Where was that moment where you said, oh shit, it's working? You saw the rise and you didn't stop it. Was there a particular video or a particular moment where you said, this is it?
The first YouTube video I posted, what was it about? I can't remember. Damn. I'm an idiot for not knowing what, but I remember the first video I posted, I remember I got 150 views. And I was like, no way. There's no way. There's no way. Maybe I'm onto something, you know? And then I ripped after that, and I never got less than that. So then I just caught the bug almost like immediately. 'Cause I remember like editing it. I remember filming it and cracking up to myself. And wow, this is fun. I know I always want to say this shit out loud. And then I remember editing it and cracking up to myself. And even though it took 9 hours to edit probably or something longer, but I remember like adding graphics, figuring out how to, I was like, what if I could just get like this horse to come out of nowhere? Like, how do I do that? And I'm Googling it as I'm editing. And I'm just sitting there just cracking up, just smoking joint after joint, trying to figure this thing out. And I just enjoyed the entire process, like right off the bat, and almost like, and then so you just catch the bug. And that's what content's all about. You really got to enjoy like doing it. Otherwise you're not going to, you don't want to do it just because you feel like you have to. And if you're scared of, not scared, but if you're not the type of person that can handle criticism well or hate, you're always going to get it online, but there's different ways to put yourself out there. You don't have to put your face out there. You can do a faceless channel. You can do voiceover type. There's so many different kinds of content out there that doesn't require you to put the whole, if you're insecure about anything, whatever. There's so many ways to swing it. And I feel like everybody, if they really dug deep, they could find a lane of content that they can do and be really successful at and enjoy doing while they're doing it.
I will say this. As we bring in radio as well as the rest of the crew for our Q&A, get your questions ready. Last chance for the Q&A with Nick Spinelli. Nick, thank you. I don't know how to put it into words, but I just feel that there's a connection that we've made, and you've been an inspiration. You've been my quiet inspiration for a very long time. I will say that one more time. And
appreciate you, man.
I would like you to be involved as much with the Crate Hackers as possible. I think it's a perfect fit for you. I have yet to see what your music organization looks like, but I think we'd love to learn more. So
yeah, I started playing with it. I came out with a video a couple months ago planning my wedding, and I can't tell you how many comments I got. Dude, you're really dragging and searching for each song. There's tools for this, dude. It's 2025. There's
Wait,
tools.
Hold on.
Let
me ask you this question. Let me ask you like, point blank. You never really touched Crate Hackers until just recently, and now all of a sudden, what's up?
Yeah, I never touched it. No,
all right, that's fair. That's fair. You're a busy guy.
To be honest with you, I don't know. It's too. I don't know.
We're nerds. Nah. We're. That's okay.
I don't need that. I do it my own way. I don't need that.
But something changed.
And then you posted the video, and people were saying something about tools. There's tools for that.
Yeah, and obviously I know what you guys do, and I know, but yeah, put in perspective that I could just drop a whole Spotify playlist into Crate Hackers, and it'll just find all the songs for me, and then it makes a crate, and that's it.
We gave a little demo recently. Yeah,
Only took you 5 years. That's okay.
It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. Saves me a little bit because I push for big playlists. I want them. Like I want them to dig deep so I can really create a unique experience for them. I like it when it's 120 songs. Like I just put in the time and actually search everything out. So it definitely gave me some time back.
Let's give you some time with the Crate Hackers in the future. Would you like to have Nick on in a future hackathon? Hackers, put a 1 in the chat and get ready with your questions. Radio, come on back. Radio.
I actually have a question from our email.
Yes.
I'm the guy that sends all those emails, and in the PS, I always say, "Hey, reply back to this email and let me know if you have any questions for Nick." And one guy did it, so this guy gets the first question, which is he just moved to a new city, left behind his DJ company, right? Had to move to a new city. What would you do if you're starting fresh, new city, you're Nick Spinelli, new city? What would you suggest this guy does to drum up business? What can he do?
Ooh, that's tough because it depends on his past experience and it depends on his financial situation. But if I was starting over a new city, I would probably find the top company or the best, not as in top as in bookings, but like top as in charges a decent amount and has a good reputation. They're good DJs, whatever. And then I would ask to see if they need anybody and work with them and assist them and get to know the venues that way and get to know the game and then figure out what you want to do from there. It's tough to break into the wedding market. There's a lot of doors. You can hop on Wedding Wire and make your accounts and just move your business totally and try and get bookings and stuff and build it up that way. And that's probably the best way to do it. If you had an established business, then you just transfer that business over there and then just focus on marketing and just grind it out. But you have to have the money to do that. You're going to be broke for the first year and a half until you fill your calendar. If you're good, if you're good and you're doing a good job and you're handing out cards. And in the meantime, I would DJ at bars and wherever you can, like just to hand out cards there too. People are looking to do parties and just grow it that way. But that takes 18 months of savings in the bank to be able to do that. And if you're not in that position, then you really just got to go and work for the people that are running shit around there and then take it from there. Leave them, start your own thing, which a lot of people do, or stick with them or whatever. You figure out the whole market because every market's different.
Love it. Hell yeah. Great inspiration. Radio, what you got?
Let's see. We've got a lot that I've started here.
Someone said sell drugs.
Dude, there's so many repetitive ones that, sorry guys, I've thrown yours out. Some people asking a paragraph question. I'm not going to do that to them. Guys, please. But a common one is, what is your preferred music source? In fact, maybe your favorite pool.
Top 3.
Yeah, let me give you a top 3 in no particular order so I don't get my balls busted. Club Killers, DJ City, Headliner, and Direct Music Service, but no particular order. But those are like my 4 that I bounce around with.
Headliner is so dope. Their edits are so slept on.
Yeah.
By the way, we got DeVille from Club Killers coming on next week, everybody. Club Killers, DeVille in the house next week. Great answer. DeVille. Yeah.
All right.
Super nice guy. Super nice guy. Love
Really
that guy.
nice guy.
The next
All right,
one
question.
is, when you going back on Twitch?
Oh.
You know what? I'll just say it. When Drew from Pioneer sends my S7 back, that's when I'm going back on Twitch because that's my Twitch setup. And I've been waiting for that thing forever. I love them, but it's just been a long time and it's been a lot of months. And that's why I could bring, like, I have a Rev 7 I could bring up there, whatever. I have a whole Twitch setup now, like with a green screen, everything. And I have it all set, but I just don't have my mixer. So I've just been waiting on that. That's really, yep.
What would you want to do with it if you had
Just
it?
burn the bridge.
So you've got yourself obviously a lot of weddings and a lot of gigs, but what would you do at Twitch? What nights?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know, maybe a Tuesday or Wednesday night, something like that. But what I did on Twitch was I would just go on there and practice. You know what I mean? I think that would just kind of work best. Sometimes I would do a set, like kind of plan out a whole hour or something like that. But a lot of times I would just go on there and just sing the songs I want to sing and practice. And I'll create a different new word plays or different ideas I thought of and just try them out and mess up or let everybody know I'm practicing and vibe with the crowd or vibe with the chat. And that
it was fun watching you when you were on originally. It was a lot of fun watching you. So but we encourage you to go back on for sure.
They want the White Claw Wednesdays. White Claw Wednesdays.
Remember those? That was different.
Yes,
that was
man.
before. I'm talking about how I left. Like I left Twitch with the whole practicing thing, chilling. But yeah, the White Claw Wednesdays was crazy. Ooh, man. Man, people got screen records of me.
Demand had next level. Demand had next level too.
Let's do this question next, Radio.
Okay, sure. Two-part question. Do you still get nervous for your events? And how do you deal with those nerves?
So as long as as long as everything is everything, I don't get nervous. So if I didn't forget nothing, if I'm on top of everything, if I have a really good game plan, if I'm really prepared, then like I walk in there with my chest out. I'm not going to lie. But if there's something off, then that's kind of when I get nervous because I'm worried about like certain things. If I foresee something that could go wrong, or I get nervous with certain crowds. I'm like, if I walk into a room that fits 400 and I got 83 and a half people, there's 5 people per table. I'm like, what? Oh no. And I just see the shit sandwich coming. I'm getting nervous. And dealing with the nerves, it's really just, I don't do yoga or anything. I just push it down. Just like all guys, just push it way down in my stomach until I die of a heart attack when I'm 54. I have no way of, I
You're just Joe Pesciing the whole thing.
Yeah, breathe. I don't give a shit. I just deal with it. That's it.
You're such a man.
I'm
You're
sorry,
such a
man.
man. How is this man married?
I got no trick. I don't know. When it's all said and done, I smoke pot. That's it. I don't know.
Stay clean, stay green.
That's it.
All right. We have time for a couple more? Yes, no? Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Sorry.
So, folks, if you don't know, Nick is still a member of Dangerous DJs. And one of our members said, last time you were on Dangerous DJs, you said you would work on your mic presence. How's that going? Have you been doing mic work at club or bar during your set?
I have been. Oh, it's funny. I forgot we were talking about that. Yeah, I have been. I got a lot of new ad libs. I have a lot of new things I say. I don't go overboard. I used to basically virtually say nothing. Like I would do intros and formalities, and then every once in a while, like whatever, hands up or that sort of thing. But I started. Kid Capri did an interview, and he was talking about how when he listens to a song, and like a song he would potentially play, he breaks it down and he thinks of like his ad libs ahead of time. He thinks of like how he would MC to that song, or like what he would like have people repeat and that sort of thing. And that got me thinking, like, I'm not trying to be Kid Capri. That's not my style at all. But I started listening back to some of the songs I would play at weddings commonly and try and look for little ways and little things I could say in between, just to sprinkle some crowd work in with the mic. And when I started looking at it that way, I found a lot of little pockets, a lot of little one-liners, stupid things, the crowd's right, that sort of thing. And I actually really did up my MC game.
Can you give us an example? What's your favorite? What do you, just a little example.
So there's different ad libs. Instead of just like hands up, you could do like drinks in the air, right? Or like call out a certain group, ladies, things like that. And then also like songs that say hands up or anything, you can post it, like preempt it, tell people to put their hands up before the hands up part of the song comes in, and it just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Someone mentioned Everybody by Backstreet Boys. That song is, now throw your hands up in the air. Wait, that verse, sure. Like before that comes in, I'm like, all right, hands up. And then everyone puts their hands up, and then now throw your hands up, and the hands go up. Does that make sense? There's songs like that where you can find little pockets.
I don't know who was doing this and whether or not it still exists, but there is a Fat Man Scoop X profile. And I think somebody just went through all of his lyrics and found every hype word or lyric he ever did. It's phenomenal. Rest in peace, Fat Man Scoop. But it's wonderful inspiration for me to be like, okay, I'm running out of things to say. Maybe I'll find out. Now, I won't plagiarize Scoop, of course, but that's wonderful inspiration because that man was the ultimate hype man, and he knew ways of just. Oh yeah. I found so much inspiration from Scoop in general, but just the way he had word vocabulary, word inventory. It's just incredible.
It's interesting. I was watching the Skrillex Ultra set, which is pure fire in my opinion, and he was actually doing some really good mic work. Like he was getting Miami hyped up, like a little bit, like more than I think he normally does.
Nick, let me ask you this question: with mic work, I'm going to call out a lot of my Nashville DJs because we are. Myself too, admittedly afraid to get on the microphone on Broadway. We just let the music speak for itself. If we were to start talking at clubs on the microphone, what would be that inspiration? Get somebody out of their shell.
What would be the inspiration? I don't know.
These guys are scared to be on a mic.
Look, at the end of the day, you can get it done without it. I did it for a long time. But it's good to sprinkle it in here and there and engage with them. The inspiration is like you can build a connection with the crowd quicker. In my opinion, it takes longer to build it with only music. If you're able to connect with them on the mic, so it's a fine line. You got to do it the right way. You got to read them right. There's certain things you don't want to say, or you don't want to go overboard with certain crowds. Certain crowds you might want to go overboard. If I have an older crowd at a wedding, I know I can get away with a little more cheesy lines. If it's a younger crowd, I'm going to say certain
That's
things.
the determination, though, wedding versus club. I'm not a wedding DJ. I'm a club DJ. I let the music speak for itself as the ongoing theme, and I just want to kind of shake them out of that.
Yeah. So it's just, you're going to connect with the crowd better. So don't be scared to just start with the basics. Listen to other MCs and start with the basics. Like even just a hands up before, you know, you want to start with baby steps. So if you're playing something, it's about to hit at a 10, okay, you're a DJ, you know what, this is going to go crazy, then just hop on the mic and this will help and just say, all right, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. You know what I mean? And that's it. You know what I mean? And then you'll see their hands go up. Okay, it worked. I got them. They're listening to me. And then that's where the confidence starts coming. And then it's like, all right, let me try it again. I will say though, you want to do it early on. And if you don't speak for the first 2.5 hours of your set, and then like later on, all of a sudden you get on, then like people will turn around and be like, since when do you talk? Bro?
Right.
Relax. Oh, we're chilling here. Like they get used to not having an MC, right? So you definitely want to do it earlier. I did it because I was doing a gig down in Virginia, and it was like a few months ago, and I was just vibing. And everything was going good, right? And I'm just playing all these different songs. I'm like, oh, this is so fun. I'm trying songs and it's working. I'm like, holy shit, this is wild. It's rare that I had this much fun at the bar or whatever. And then, so I didn't really MC much. I was just vibing so much DJing. I didn't even think about it. And then I was playing that Mustard song or whatever, the Kendrick song. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to do the stupid Mustard joke. And then I hop on. And I was like, and it's like, womp, 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 womp. What does everybody put on their hot dog? And I feel like everybody does that, right? I do it. And everyone turned around and was just like, and usually I get a giggle. I didn't get a single giggle. Everybody was just like, you talk? Bro, we even know you had a mic. Why are you? I'm like, oh, it's because I didn't talk this entire time. That would have went crazy. Like I had them too. They were like all mine. So like for them to turn around, look at me funny, it's just like, I caught them off guard. They were used to the no MC.
Get them
like,
early.
Yeah,
you got to
let them know you're going to talk early.
Early.
Like once the crowd starts building, once you have a dance floor, then make it a point to say something early on so they know you speak as well. You could be one of those mutes.
God.
All right. I got another good
There's
one
this
here.
DJ on Instagram. He does the funniest, like he mimics like what EDM DJs would say at mic work. He makes fun of their mic work. Does anybody know this guy? He's blowing up his Instagram because he just makes fun of funny things that DJs say. Any chance you guys
send that to me, dude?
I'll send it. I wish I could find it. His name is difficult. Anyway, never mind. It's really fun.
All right. So we have a few more questions if we're good with that. Before I ask this one, and I'm probably going to bring it up later. Do you know DJ Mr. Good News? Is he a frequent one?
No, fire name.
I'll come back to his question. All right. Then. This one is, what do you think about when reading the crowd, and how do you manage it when quick mixing?
When reading a crowd, I'm looking at body language. I'm looking at what they're wearing. I'm looking at what they look like, their gender, their hairstyle, their race, the way they're dressed. I said that already. Like everything. I'm looking at their nails, their shoes, the way they dance, and all those little things add up. It's just like crowd reading comes from so many years and so many thousands of hours of just playing different music and watching people's reactions that like you can see patterns and you can tell. And then as far as like managing when quick mixing is, I think of strings, right? So I think of when I'm DJing, I think in strings of songs. So like I will do a string of 4 songs that I know go together really well. And then I'm like, all right, but then then from there, when I hit to this 4th song, I can either go to this next string of 3 songs or this next string of 2 songs. And then go from there. And then I think of strings because it just, over the years, you figure out what goes together. And it's not like always the same strings too. Like it could be like one song, but then I know I can go into 3 different songs from there. And I can tell ahead of time where I want to go from there. And then that song leads to another song. And does that make sense? So like when you're quick mixing, it's tough. Like you can't just ADHD, bang, bang, bang. You have to know ahead of time. Like, all right, if I'm going to play Hip Hop Array, I'm just going to do the chorus. I'm going to do the echo out. And then I'm going to go to disco because the old people, they seem like they're about to leave. So I'm going to go to disco out of that.
We call them blocks in radio. We think about
blocks,
like sweeps
okay,
and yeah, like the commercial breaks. We think about that 15-minute sweep of songs. There's a strategy to those blocks to get them to stick around for that commercial, but you're thinking the same philosophies. Yeah, 4 songs,
so,
just Yeah,
Okay,
we got a lot to learn. We got a lot to learn together. What else we got, radio?
We got a very enthusiastic DJ Mr. Good News because he asked this 4 times in the chat.
Go, good news.
He wants to know, what is your favorite recovery method after a long weekend of gigs? I'm not showing you the one he did in upper caps or the one he got. We want to go to this one.
Give me the answer, damn it.
Oh, recovery method. I don't know. I'm the worst person to ask this stuff. I don't have routines like this. I don't know.
You press it down. No yoga.
I go to bed, I wake up, and I take a day. After a long weekend of gigs, one big thing, though, is I do like to have a day off after, right? If I have 2-3 gigs in a row, like especially weddings where it's like intensive, and then the next day, like I have to do work or like work on a video or something, I'm not going to do it. I'm burned out. Like, I got to have a day to just reset and chill and whatever, and then I'm ready to get back to work the next day. So I try and have a buffer day in between that, if that helps.
What part of your body hurts the most after a long wedding?
My brain.
My back. What about you?
Yeah, my brain. I don't know. If it's a wedding where it's just tough, I'm constantly like, I never have them. I'm constantly like just trying to think of this and trick this and thinking of how to figure out. Yeah, but
it's gonna hurt.
How do I get to these requests? How to get to that? That's just like a lot of thinking. So you drive home silent. You just gotta just rest the brain. But I wear comfy shoes. I use the pads, like you stand on the pads or whatever, which helps with all that. I try and do stretches because I ran up my steps a couple months ago, and I swear I thought I was going to tear my Achilles. Like the whole back of my leg was killing me. I was like, oh no, because I messed up my leg once, and I couldn't. I was doing weddings on a scooter, and I was like, never again. And I just did the thing. I thought I was 18, and I just skipped like 3 steps going up. You know how like, you run up the steps, but you go every 3rd step, just going up in my house. When I got around the set, I was like, oh, you know what I mean? And it was good. It healed in a week, thank God. But ever since then, I've been like stretching. So that's a new thing. I stretch now, people. I stretch now.
Very important. Radio, one more question. What do you got?
One more. Before I ask the last question, I want to let you know the results of the poll. We had people choose a favorite 90s genre. It was between New Jack Swing, alternative rock, grunge, or Britpop. And New Jack Swing won by 82%.
Yeah.
By alternative rock with 12% and grunge with 6%.
Whoa. Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. Heck yeah. Janet Jackson. All that was good stuff.
Teddy Riley. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, here's the last question. A lot of people ask a different version of this question. And so they want to know, are you loving the dad life, Nick?
Daddy motherfucking lack.
Ouch. Get off of me.
Nah, it's the best. I love it. He's the sweetest kid in the whole world. It's literally the best. It's undescribable. I never thought I'd be a dad or like this sort of thing. It's undescribable. Highly recommend it to everybody. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm downloading all my opinions into his head. He's picking up my one-liners. He listens to everything. Speaks in full. It's hilarious. The shit that comes out of his mouth is so funny. It's literally a comedy show 24/7. But he's so sweet and so nice. And I don't know. It's the best. Love it.
There we go.
Guys, I got a few things for us. Aaron, we good?
I'm having the time of my life. Thank you for hanging out.
We're having a blast. Thanks for being here, Spinelli. Anything you want to promote? YouTube, Instagram channel? Everybody's probably following you, but
no, if you don't,
anything you want to promote before? Yeah.
Check out my YouTube. It's youtube.com/Nick Spinelli. I yell my opinions on there, and Instagram, TikTok at DJ Nick Spinelli. I do have a Twitch on here. It's also DJ Nick Spinelli, but I'll be back eventually, and I'll probably do a once-a-week stream, just practicing and vibing. So love to see all you guys there.
And I have raid your channel. We could raid your channel after a hackathon or something.
Yeah,
I have a little present for you, Spinelli. I found the guy. Here we go. You ready for this? A little mic work.
Yo, how we feeling out there? How we feeling out there? Where my fucking headbangers at? I want to see y'all get lit in the pit. Throw bows in the pit with your rail riders.
Bows in the pit?
Pit in the bow section. 1, 2, 3, stop. Open up that pit right now. Open up that pit right now. Open up it right now. Who's going hard as fuck out there? Who goes hard as fuck? Who wants to hear some new shit? Who wants to hear some new shit right now? Yo, how we feeling out there?
All right, there you go. Sorry.
That's it. I quit MCing now. I'm going back to the silent DJ.
Happy hacking, everyone. Who do we have on deck next week?
Yeah, next week is DeVille with Club Killers. It's going to be awesome. That's next Tuesday. Everybody stick around because we are going to raid VTech the DJ on Twitch. So make sure you guys stick around. We're going to have some fun after this.
Get ready.
Let me just show you guys this real quick in case anybody is not currently a Crate Hackers member. We've got a little special deal for you. You can actually get 3 months of Crate Hackers right now for just $30. And we're actually going to give you an actual free hat sent to you in the mail. So 3 months of Crate Hackers and a free hat, just $30. Go to cratehackers.com/3 months. That is our 4th of July deal that we're running right now. For any of you current monthly members and you want to upgrade to Crate Hackers Annual, we're actually going to give you one of these cable bags or gym bag, however you want to use it. We'll actually give you one of these bags totally for free. Just go to cratehackers.com/upgrade and you just pay $197 for your first year and then you get the bag for free. That's our 4th of July sale. Let's go.
America.
Who's the closed model? Who's this guy?
This guy is, I have no idea.
It's actually me.
It's a Shopify thing.
Interesting.
Happy hacking, everyone. Happy hacking.
Hey DJs, what if I told you that prepping your music crates could be done in half the time? No stress, no chaos, just perfect sets every time. Meet Crate Hackers, the game changer that's gonna save you hours every week. Step number 1, Crate Hackers scans your entire music library instantly. Step number 2, pick from thousands of expertly curated crates, automatically sorted by BPM, key, and proven crowd reaction. Step number 3, we fill in any gaps by linking you directly to your favorite record pools. Export to Serato, Rekordbox, Virtual DJ, ready to rock. Let's say a client drops a Spotify playlist. Copy, paste, boom. Our magic sort instantly arranges these tracks into a set-ready crate, perfectly ordered by BPM and key. Export it right back into Spotify. No more late-night headaches. We track trending hits across TikTok, wedding receptions, and festivals in real time, filtering only the dance floor bangers. Plus, Algorithm, our powerful new tool that lets you blend multiple playlists, remove the duplicates, and customize your mixes down to the exact energy and danceability. Event DJs, this one is huge. Crate Hackers syncs directly with DJ Event Planner. All of your client requests instantly becomes perfect, ready to make crates, saving you from endlessly manual matching and typing. Your gigs streamlined, your sanity restored. We also added incredible new tools, like our instant song captures and text import for effortlessly converting client requests or CSV files into playable crates. And don't miss our advanced recommendation engine, giving you instant song suggestions in perfect key and tempo. All crates are fully streamable via Spotify, BeatSource, Tidal, SoundCloud, and Apple Music. This is your ultimate backup plan for every gig. Look, we've helped thousands of DJs hack their crates and rock their sets. Now it's your turn. For less than the cost of a few track downloads, you're getting hours of your life back every single week. $30 a month. No-brainer price. Locked-in guarantee. Try us risk-free for 14 days. If you're not blown away, I'll refund you. Don't waste another second. Click below. Join Crate Hackers now. Let's hack.